So most of the people are trying to figure out how many times will the Federal Reserve cut. What kind of stupidity is this shit, okay? Some people were saying it was going to cut 6, 7 times. Now people are like, oh, maybe they're going to cut 2 or 3. And some people like finally now realize, well, maybe they're not going to cut at all. While we're making fucking 10x on SMCI, guys, this video was posted yesterday. Bright and early. Actually, I was recording it right at the market open. I started recording it before market open, and when the market opened, I had to like close my video screen because I had to take this trade. So the entry, I went over the entry with you guys. SMCI is down from 1,040 level. This was the entry. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't catch it at 1,040 because I was recording the video at the moment, so I had to jump off and get in at like 11:32. Well, now pre-market, the stock is 891,900, guys. That is a 230 point drop that we were able to capitalize on. And guys, truthfully, it's gonna go fucking lower. So this is your domino number one. So this is the stock, right, that went beyond anyone's expectations, went wildly. This is the stock. Thank God to SMCI, we've been able to put some insane shorts, because if you study the history of it, like every Friday this thing tanks. But what's happening with SMCI this week, okay, we've nailed the entry yesterday on puts, and it keeps rolling over, which is a major shift in the pattern from the way SMCI normally trades. So SMCI normally, if you study it over the course of last 5 weeks, it goes up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and like clockwork, it drops on Friday. Okay, well, this has just shifted. Now it's going to be dropping Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and possibly Friday could be the day where it's finally going to catch a bid in the late part of the Friday session. Could possibly make a move forward. So we are at this big piece of domino rolling over at the speed of light. Okay, so 240 points, and that's just in the last 24 hours. And guys, these dominoes are going to be rolling over much faster than anybody can think. Everyone is focusing on the Fed while the chart have already spoken. Many charts have spoken as far as what, not necessarily what the Fed is going to say, but how the market will react to what the Fed is going to say. So many traders, they focus on the wrong shit. They read the news. They trying to think, well, what is the Fed going to do? It doesn't matter what the fuck this Fed is going to do. What matters is how will the market react to what Fed will do. And when you see this kind of activity in the hottest stock, you got to realize this stock is hotter than Nvidia. This is the stock that has been pushing the market higher. Why do you think they included it in the S&P 500 index and they threw out some dogs out of it? Yeah, this is a fucking artificial market, sure, but you can beat it with 13 market moves. So they take the hottest stock of 2024, 2023, and they throw it in the S&P 500. What is that called? It's fucking pure market fucking manipulation, okay? But guess what? They're idiots, okay? They're fucking idiots because they threw a stock thinking it's gonna actually support S&P 500, and it's going to do exactly the fucking opposite. This stock's got so much room to drop, okay? And clearly, I don't recommend shorting the bottom here. Wait for a bounce and then fucking short it. And it's going to bounce and it will fucking drop. That's 100% outcome, okay? But the fact that they, the fucking regulators, they couldn't watch it anymore. They're like, oh my God, this stock is up from 100 to 1,000, man. We got to put it in the S&P 500. And they do it at the moment, okay, when it's about to fall apart. So their intent to manipulate the market is actually going back against them. But look, that's a whole nother subject. Okay, let's stay on the main subject on this video, which is the dominoes are falling, which means the rest of the market is just about to fucking collapse, okay? And the beautiful part is most of the people, they're just clueless, okay? So, which makes the options pricing still advantageous if you're buying put options. So, this moment is not going to last, guys, okay? And so, this is domino number one. Basically, this is the stock that keeps pushing the market higher to the point where the regulators are like, oh my God, we got to put it in the S&P 500. And this is very unlikely probability. Normally when stocks get included in the S&P 500, hey, it makes sense that more institutions will buy them. But instead, they're fucking unloading this. They're unloading this. And the main point of the video yesterday was what? Well, SMCI is what? Well, I suggested trading a last part of the day trading time frame based on what we've witnessed in the charts on March 15th, which was a Friday. So this is the biggest drop in SMCI, okay? And look at the volume that accompanies that drop. Look at that shit. For the most part, the volume is fucking invisible, right? With the exception, there's a small spike yesterday, okay? And guess where it happens? It's right before the market close when the shit is collapsing again. The biggest drop was here, so somebody's unloaded a lot of shares on Friday. And I said, look, this pattern is going to repeat itself. This is your sign. This is your bear sign that this stock is going to drop more. And sure enough, a bounce and a drop. Sure enough, a bounce and a drop. And that pattern will continue throughout the rest of the week. Now, more importantly, is many of you are sitting wondering, many of you bought SMCI calls and you're sitting there, well, fuck, okay. But the question most of the people are really asking is, well, Leo, how can Nvidia be dropping it? Leo, don't you know they've got this new chip? It's fucking faster, and they're only charging 30% more for it in relation to the old chip. Guys, understand this, okay? Nvidia is a domino number 2, okay? This is a bear sign number 2 that the market is about to fall the fuck out, okay? And this is how you know this, okay? Well, number one, just to understand, to answer the simple question, Leo, how did you know that Nvidia is going to drop instead of going higher on this AI event? Well, it's very simple, okay? Stocks don't go higher when everything is already priced in, okay? So, like, think about it. Okay, yeah, it's a new chip. Yeah, it's faster. Yeah, it's not a whole lot more expensive than the old chip. But guess what? We already fucking knew that. So is that a reason for something to go higher? It has already gone higher, close to 1,000 level, okay? Because of that understanding, because of the expectation of that. So when the expectations are cooked, it doesn't matter how good the news are. Okay, what can Nvidia say now? Okay, so now the CEO speech is out of the way. Okay, what else can be moving this stock higher? Absolutely fucking nothing. So every possible catalyst to move this thing to the stratosphere is played out. Okay, so I was recording the video yesterday on the video saying, hey, sell, okay? Sell the Nvidia event, meaning buy the fuck out of puts, okay? And I said, but there's a better trade associated with it, right? So you guys know that called in yesterday, you're in this fucking trade and it's making you a ton of money. But guys, it's not too late, okay, to call 13 market moves by going to 13mmTV, click the big orange button, so you could partake in this 50x trade that is developing right now. And it is not Nvidia. But in yesterday's video, I've pointed out it is important to pay attention to the correlation between what happens to Nvidia and what happens to the rest of the market. Because just like SMCI, SMCI is domino 1, Nvidia is domino 2, but those dominoes are falling, and the ball is in motion. At this point, it doesn't matter what, there's nothing that can be done to unwind this. So let's take a look at a slightly longer time frame. Okay, so now Nvidia is setting a series of lower highs, and if we go back on the chart, okay, there's going to be a slightly higher high at 974. But once Nvidia hit 974 and had that $100 day drop, okay, it's been doing nothing but setting lower highs. So it's in a downtrend, but yet people are still going to try to hype it up. So when you see a bounce in Nvidia, you short it. You don't think fucking twice about it. The options will be less because it hasn't dropped off the cliff yet. But Nvidia will hit $750 at some point this week. That's a given. And we're still now, guys, we're at 869 on Nvidia right now. So there's still plenty of room to catch a decent trade. It's not going to be a 20 or 30x trade. But there definitely trades that are going to do better than 20, 30x this week, okay, based off the ball in motion that is set so far in SMCI and Nvidia. Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's go a little longer time frame, okay, and we will actually glance at the other dominoes. So just before I switch to another ticker, so here's that moment at 974 in Nvidia, right? So since then, okay, it attempts to bounce 936, yesterday, okay, 923, okay, it's a ball rolling over, okay, it's a downtrend. This was the top. We've called the top that day. We've told you it was the top. We fucking shorted. If you trade with a 13 market move coach, you made a bunch of money on this fucking drop because nobody saw it, okay? So now let's move on. So the two dominoes are in play. Those are two biggest bear signs for the market, okay? As far as some of the other flash crash type patterns that we have pointed out, okay, so not so long ago, guys, I was posting a video on Bitcoin, right? Well, Bitcoin and Nvidia and, you know, a lot of these things, they're sort of correlated, okay? You know, the tech element is binding them together in a way. But BTC, guys, I was just here posting a video about this 74. I mean, if you were trading with a crypto coach here at 13 Market Moves, you're making a killing on the short side. I said, guys, okay, people can't, market's got a very short fucking memory, okay? And when I was recording this, I referenced this flash crash in Bitcoin. 10,000 point flash crash happens within like hours, okay? So you got to pay attention. See, you see the similarity when something, if you're trying to put this puzzle together, just try to pay close attention, guys, because this right here on BTC from 70K to 60K, it's a 10,000 point drop. It happens within about the same number of minutes as SMCI drops on Friday, March 15th, which leads to what? Well, now you know where at least SMCI now is down 230 to 140 points from yesterday, okay? And it's going to move lower. So when we bounce on BTC, I say, look, it's going to make a 20,000 point move lower. Of course, nobody wants to hear this shit because everybody, you know, nobody can see fucking straight. But this is what's happening, right? It's a series of bounce. You short to bounce, it drops. It bounces, it drops. Bounce, bounce, bounce. This is a high resemblance of the tornado pattern. Here comes the bigger move. But we're not there at the bottom yet. We're going to go to 54K before Bitcoin has a legitimate chance to ever go to 100K. So you make a ton of money on Bitcoin puts right now, and Ethereum is the same thing, but the tornado pattern is present here. So this is domino number 3, right? Domino number 3 is the fact that Bitcoin trades back to all-time highs twice, and it fails twice in a row, and it sells off, and it's about to sell off even more. The pattern is identical. You have lightning flash crash type moves that are exceeding in the number of points, they're exceeding certain time intervals in the day. Like the point that I made about SMCI yesterday, it loses 75 points within 55 trading minutes. When the number of points that something is losing, okay, whether it's S&P 500 or whether it's SMCI, is when the number of points by which something drops is exceeding the number of minutes within which that drop is happening, it's a fucking bear market. Okay, so it's not clear to everyone it's a big rollover. Okay, it's not clear to everyone that before BTC ever hits 74K again, it's first going to go down to 50, 54. It's not yet, this is not yet clear to everyone because people are going to be chasing the entry on BTC right here at 60K. Okay, but the reason why we're looking at all this, guys, is because I'm showing you that a key leading stocks are rolling over. And this flash crash pattern is present on SMCI, on Nvidia. Okay, you got the hottest thing of all, Bitcoin. Okay, Ethereum, some will argue, well, no, Leo, it's not Bitcoin, it's Ethereum. It's Ethereum that's the hottest thing out there, and the flash crash pattern is the same. It's identical, right? When it was trading at 3,900, this was the day I recorded the video and said, look, you're going to have a flash crash on Ethereum to 3,000 before it ever going to fucking move higher again. And so there it is, guys. I mean, we're at 3,200, 3,276 right now. Ethereum will hit 3,000. Probably going to drop to 2,800, okay? But there's so much for, okay, the hottest thing of all fucking times, Ethereum. I mean, people are thinking it's the next Bitcoin. It's going to go to fucking, 20,000. Guys, like, some people are just fucking retarded. That's all it is. I mean, it's a simple fact that something cannot, okay, something by definition of market functioning, okay, something has to drop first before it can move higher, And yet everyone is expecting Ethereum to break out when it gets here, when it gets to 4,000. Everybody, okay, fuck yeah, we're above 4,000. Now we're going to 5,000. Now we're going to 6,000. Now we're going to 10,000. That's exactly the moment you should be like, man, why am I not shorting this thing? Why am I not making money on this fucking drop? Okay, this is almost like a 25% drop within what? Within 6 trading sessions? Like, man, I want to have a piece of that pie on the put side, yeah, and then I'm gonna fucking go long. And then I'm gonna buy the dip. It's just people don't know what dips to buy. They're fucking programmed to buy the. Do you want to buy a dip here? Okay, for a moment you're gonna be happy, but then you're gonna be very unhappy, and then you're gonna be super fucking unhappy, and then you're gonna be like, fuck, I'm done with this shit. Okay, and then when it fucking gets over here, you're like, fuck it, that's it, I'm buying the dip, and then this happens, and at this point you're like, fuck it, I'm buying a 13 market move scores. Well, the question is, why didn't you buy 13 market move scores over here? Or why didn't you buy 13 market move scores over here? Because not only you would have paid for the 13 market move scores with this drop, but you would have fucking made 20x that if you knew exactly how to trade this with the 13 market moves coach. So you've got SMCI rolling over, Nvidia rolling over. The two hottest things in crypto are fucking rolling over. Bitcoin, Ethereum, done. Fucking the drop in Ethereum, the hottest thing, 25%. Okay, and it's still got room to go. Okay, but more importantly is let's look at some other sectors, right? Let's look at Japan. Okay, so Japan hits all-time highs. Here's the flash crash pattern right here. Okay, it's about to do what Bitcoin did, or it's about to do what Nvidia just did, which clearly in Nvidia, once it sets a high, it never actually revisits it. So in case of Bitcoin, Bitcoin's going for a flash crash, 70k to 60k within minutes, okay, and then it pushes itself above. It doesn't overshoot. Well, in this case on Japan, basically we don't even have a shot of fucking getting back to 40,400, while the rest of the world is screaming, oh my god, Japan, that's the fucking market, buy it, buy it, buy it. Man, they're all fucking wrong. This shit is about to collapse way the fuck low. Like, you watch, Japan's gonna be at like 35,000 before you fucking know it, and it's at 39,630. You can short Japan market with us here at 13 Market Moves. You can make a colossal return in this drop. But the reason we're looking at Japan, because I'm trying to show you different market sectors where the ball is rolling, the ball is in motion, the market will fucking collapse. And just like there's certain crashes, okay, where just everything drops, okay, everything hits the bottom at the same time, or there's certain market tops where everything just hits the top at the same time and it begins dropping. But there are more subtle type tops, there are more subtle type variations of a market bottom, where you have sector by sector by sector that is pointing out to you that, hold on, the ball is rolling, okay, we're at the bottom. Back a couple of years ago, we've called the bottom in the market at 3,500. And basically it was because we're able to see, well, hold on, the bonds have bottomed, you have multiple sectors that are bottoming, you see multiple bullish divergences, but they didn't happen on the same day. They happened within a week away from each other, and this is what's happening now. So looking at various sectors is going to help you identify, okay, oh, truly the ball is in motion. All right, people in disbelief that Japan cannot drop, people are unanimously convinced Japan can only move high, and this is exactly when you see a fucking drop. Okay, this is like an Nvidia event. Okay, everybody expects for Nvidia to go higher. Well, how can Nvidia not fucking go higher on this AI event? Well, they got the new chip. Well, they got this. Whatever. Man, give me something new. Okay, all of that shit is already programmed into where Nvidia is trading today. So give me something new. Give me a new catalyst. Give me some. Wow, for 30 fucking years in Japan, they've been waiting to get to this number, okay, and what now? Well, it ain't no rush to go higher, okay? So any bounce in Japan is a shortable fucking bounce. It's a beautiful opportunity. Now, Japan, we got Bitcoin, Ethereum, we got SMCI, Nvidia. They're all showing this flash crash pattern, which often, when it surfaces, it will repeat itself later, okay? Now, let's move on to some uncorrelated kind of market, such as gold, which everyone thinks gold is going to the moon, and clearly there's some basic foundations for that, but the general correlation that everyone that's bullish on gold is the general correlation is such that gold is very correlated to the rest of the market. Okay, gold is correlated to the rest of the market. Why? Well, because if you study the recent crashes in history, such as the COVID crash, right? What happened to gold where COVID crash was happening? Well, gold fucking dropped in a crazy way. Gold dropped the same way that the rest of the market dropped. So if market drops, which clearly, guys, I'm telling you, there's a 100% probability of the market dropping this week. Okay, so instead of like sitting there trying to guess, well, is the Fed gonna cut? Are they gonna raise? Are they not gonna do anything? Is fucking Powell gonna look like an idiot when he's gonna do his speech again this week? Yeah, probably so. But the chart's already telling you shit is about to fall apart. It doesn't matter what the fuck he's gonna say. One of the first videos we've posted this year was, I said this was 2024 was gonna be the year when Federal Reserve loses its credibility. And so, yes, this March 20th, tomorrow, is when the Fed is going to lose its fucking credibility. So, with that said, we're looking at the chart of gold. Why? To show you that the ball is in motion. I mean, this is not an Nvidia chart, but the pattern is the same. Here's a quick flash crash. Once it hits 2200, quick flash crash, 50, 60 points, okay? And then a series of bounces. Okay, now make it for a nice pattern lower of lower highs, right? It's a lower high, lower. It's a bounce drop, bounce drop, bounce drop, bounce drop, okay? And so the fact that gold at all-time highs is also showing us this pattern. At the same time, we're seeing the same pattern on SMCI, on Bitcoin, on Nvidia, on Ethereum, and all that stuff, okay? And now we're talking about gold, and it's got the same pattern, okay? I'm telling you, market is rolling the fuck over, and nothing is going to be able to stop it. Okay? And he's like, guys, I'm telling you, if I start showing you diversion, look, we could be here watching this video for like 11 hours straight. There's that much evidence that the market is going to collapse. But I've shown you just enough as far as patterns, guys. Man, the market's going to open in 3 minutes, guys. I got to roll. I got to trade. I got students waiting for me. So bottom line is, go to 13mmtv.com, click the big orange button, sign up, because you're about to get a fucking wild opportunity to put together a 50x, possibly a 100x trade, and I don't want you to miss it, guys. I've just shown you various sectors, various charts. Some are correlated, some are not correlated at all, some are in a different fucking country, but the pattern is identical and the same. So all you want to do is focus on this pattern. Don't focus on what the fuck the Fed is going to say. Okay, but if the Fed was to say anything, let me just leave you with this one final thought. Okay, we've called, like, go back to the 1st of January, 2nd of January, we posted a video saying oil is going to go to the fucking moon. And so officially, I've shown you just a ton of bearish charts, but this is the only bullish chart in the market right now, and that is the price of oil. One thing is simple. Well, they're trying, all the fucking economists trying to figure out, well, is the inflation going higher and the inflation going lower? Well, goddamn, just look at the chart of oil. You don't have to be a fucking rocket scientist to figure out if the inflation is going higher. Your house, what is that? What is the house worth in relation, or what is the price of the house? It's not worth that, but what is the price of the house in relation to what it was 2 years ago? Let's say if you live in Florida, well, fuck, it's twice. So the price of your house doubled. Okay, oil prices are not going down, they're only going higher, and the pattern is highly bullish. It would be no shocker if oil broke like 90 or 100 here in not so distant future. It wouldn't be a shocker if oil hit 150 points, okay, but fucking time summer comes, like come August, okay, and all you got to do is look at the chart of oil if you want to predict where the fuck inflation is going, because oil impacts absolutely everything. So you got higher housing prices, you got higher oil prices impacts everything that you buy at a grocery store, which means you're paying a lot fucking more for the groceries, you're paying a lot more for everything, not taking into consideration the insurance and all the other bullshit. So guys, the inflation is severely estimated. And I wouldn't even say it's underestimated, because it just, the numbers that are giving you on inflation, they're totally fucking fake. That's bullshit, okay? So what I'm saying is the Fed is fucked. There's nothing they can do tomorrow. Okay, and if you focus on the charts, you're gonna beat the market, and that's why you're here at 13 Market Moves, so you can make a ton of fucking money trading weekly options. So if your goal is to put together a 50x trade or 100x trade instead of focusing on what they're gonna be talking in the news, because that shit is not gonna get you paid, I promise you that. Okay, you call us right now. Guys, gotta roll, the market is open!